Hi, you're back with me for part 2 of making this Yule goat Christmas ornament that I'm trying to show you. Looks somewhat like this drawing I have here, and a lot like the picture on the front. The thumbnail picture is actually this thing that it gets burnt down more years than it gets put up, but it's this big Yule goat. And what used to happen before Father Christmas, before Santa Claus, before St. Nicholas, before even men put goat masks on their face, and then they went and they dressed up as a goat and gave children presents. So anyway, we are trying to put together an ornament. I've never done it before, so I wanted to show you how I wrapped all these up. I ended up making more legs, and I just took the loose string and I wrapped it around in any fashion and tied it up and cut off the loose ends. And how I did that, with nobody here to help me, with no desk, whatever, is I put one end in my mouth, which I'm going to show you. I put one end in my mouth, and then held it with my teeth and my saliva, so part of me gets into this, which I like. And then I wrapped it around until it was like, you know, across, and then I tied it. This is the weirdest video I've ever done, probably. But my DIYs are kind of, this is how I do it. So once I have it there and it's crossed like that and I've got my saliva on it, I'll go ahead and just do the tightest tie I can so that it will stay. And again, once these are done, you are probably going to want to pop them in the sunlight or the dehydrator to get them dry so they don't mold with the water that you soak them in here. And I soaked too many of these probably, so I'm going to dry them and I'll let you know if they just dry back to the way they were. Okay, so I've got these loose strings left. I just cut those away. And then I do the same thing on this side. So I put it in my mouth and then I start twisting them around. Sometimes it doesn't exactly work. You can just tie it, you know, however you can get it tied, but sometimes putting it in your mouth is a good way to help it, plus it gets a little saliva on it and marks your witchy territory in a way, I feel. Okay, once I get this tied, we're going to figure out how to get the legs onto the body and the horns, etc. Oh my gosh. I'm just cutting this one. And no rage whatsoever, I'm not upset. Okay, now we are doing, here's the body, here's the ears, and here are the legs. And so I'm going to tie one leg on and the ears on for you and show it to you. I have some severe back pain right now, so I'm trying to get this DIY done. Alright, so I'm showing you these things, how to do them without knowing exactly how, and the reason I'm telling you this is because, like, I really think it's important that we just try new things and see what we can make of what we've got and everything. It's really fun. This was going to be the tail. There we go. So I just want to like weave all these together so that there's feet and a tail. And I would just start by like probably having a bigger piece of string, but maybe one piece of string like this just to get a solid tie by crossing them around each other, back and forth, so that all of those three pieces are in fact going to stay together. Cross up in between the legs, back around, and maybe give it a tie on this side. Okay. A lot of the Christmas goats, the Yule goats I've seen on YouTube and stuff, and pictures of online, are quite smaller. Now again, they're made of hay, which I had, but I thought would be way too hard to manipulate because this is just the hay we get. It's not like the perfect hay you get from the craft store. When you get hay from the craft store, it kind of comes in a bundle. I'm doing weird positions right now because my back really hurts, but so the legs are on there, and there's the tail. Super cute, right? So just tie it on a bunch of times, get it super tight, you know. And I'll do more tying on that later, but now the legs are on. Super happy with that. And then you can do the same thing for the front legs. And I think that these are really cute legs. They look like they have stockings on almost, you know. Very festive, the way we decided to do that. And I think, yeah, we'll tie them here. Like that. Look, that's so cute. And when you tie them like that, they're over the top, they're gonna spread. Kind of be more open. I need a craft desk and a really good chair. My back is like, I wish it was not so bad. Oh good, we're just at 7 minutes. Okay. You see. But, I mean, I've always done art on the floor. I almost don't know how I would do it at a desk. I think I've actually, in the past, gotten art desks, paid a lot of money for them, and then not had a good enough chair, perhaps, to ergonomically fit the situation. So, I should get something like that for myself one day. Just do some knots throughout to kind of tie in that passion. I'm making this goat from my goat that just passed away this year. We have 2 goats. We had 3. So Maggie, this is for you. She doesn't have horns. They dehorned her when she was just a baby, and the reason why they do that, like if a goat lives alone, just as a billy, and there's nobody with them, they can have horns because, but if they're with any other animal, when they're playing and they charge at you, in nature, they always end up stabbing each other in the lungs, and then they just die. It's so sad. I kind of use my feet to help me and stuff. So, we've got a back and a front, and then kind of this weird head right now. Don't know exactly what we'll do with that, but we'll see as we go. Look, it stands up too. You could make a whole, like, you know, people have nativity scenes. You could make a Yule goat scene. Huh. Okay, so next, I have to say, you guys, I do have a lot of fun with you guys just creating and seeing what the heck we come up with. Okay. So I've got the horns here. I'm going to tie them on here. I'm going to bend them, and then I'm going to tie them kind of like probably here. I could have made them a lot longer to go all the way back, and that would have been more traditional, like a big thing like that. So I'll try and get them as high as I can. It does smell like tamales in here. I'm not kidding. This is a nice smell, but it is making me hungry for tamales. And I don't have any. I bet a lot of you have good tamale recipes. I've met a lot of friends that just make the best Mexican food. I just love different kinds of Hispanic foods, Brazilian food. We have these Brazilian steakhouses here in Seattle where you go to the tables and they just like bring all different kinds of meats. They have delicious fruit and salad bars as well for vegetarians, and then they do like a pineapple instead of a meat when they come to the table, and they'll cut off a pineapple if you're a vegetarian. It's so cool. But if you do eat meat, they just have the best quality meats there. And lamb. You know, people eat these things in old times and they use every part of the animal, you know. So if those of you are vegetarians, not a lot of you are vegetarian, watch my channel probably, but for those of you who are, you know, you can still love taxidermy and be vegetarian and vegan. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you appreciate that whole animal that somebody else, yes, somebody else killed it, and I know that that's sad, but to me that's, you know, you're really paying homage to the beauty of that animal. So now I'm just going to try and curl him and tie him here. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. I guess just tie it. Oh, you guys. And then the face. I mean, I guess this is just the face, you know? You can just kind of trim it to look more like maybe a snout or something, or put some red eyes or something. I'm just going to leave it blank, probably. But yeah, I really encourage you to just try these things for the first time. It's not easy for me to just go online and make something I've never made, and I had no idea how it was going to look, and what if I was embarrassed, you know? So yeah, this is the part 2 video. It did take quite a while, but you know, your intention really goes into it, and that's super magical to me. When you make your own Christmas ornaments, you make your own Yule ornaments, and you share that with your family. You share the stories of where Christmas came from. It came from, you know, these old Germanic traditions of Yule, and you know, people believe in Roman gods and Greek mythology and such. Why wouldn't they want to hear about Odin and the story of how his horses through the sky are almost identical to Santa Claus and his story, and it's just so funny. I think over time stories just get told differently because people add in their own fictions, and maybe that's how they change. But I think that Christmas was a political thing. But I'm weird about that. So I'm just kind of cross-tying them on here. Hopefully they hold. I am going to put this in the dehydrator because we did get it wet. And let me show you what we've got. I feel like this is good. Secure these together. Tie them down. You guys want to see me in my crafting element, this is it. Wiggling around with back pain, but getting it done. And after this, I'm doing a really awesome order for Allie. She ordered some chicken's feet that I'm going to soak in a couple of my oils and bless in the moonlight, and I'm really excited. Okay, so... Other than the face and the head, I'm pretty happy with the way that it turned out. Pretty happy indeed. Pretty surprised that I did an okay job. So, you're here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and I'm going to go put this in my Yule tree. Do you guys want to see? You can come with me if you like. Hold on. Alright, let's go put it in the tree. Woohoo! The tree's looking pretty nice so far.
UFO observations on radar.
We're watching a UFO show out here.
American colleagues became convinced that Earth is indeed visited by extraterrestrials. You organized a lecture for Adamski in Copenhagen and became convinced of the reality of his contacts.
Ooh, that's nice. See those beautiful berry garlands in there as well? Our tree is looking good. Alright guys, have a beautiful day. That is my Yule goat ornament. Bye-bye.